Archaeologists are the front-runners in uncovering the truth of the past. Some of the archaeological discoveries found are quite grisly and scary, from towers of human skulls to mass sacrifices kids. Here are 9 terrifying archaeological discoveries that have scared archaeologists. One of the interesting discoveries' attention is a mysterious skull from Peru which is the subject of debate. In the world of archaeology, the skull has a different appearance from human physiology, even its shape is like a cone. To understand further, archaeologists attribute the shape cone with a common practice in Peru, where children's heads are reshaped to become different shapes. The archaeologists were afraid because they could not confirm what had happened to the owner of the body parts found at this archaeological site. From the images found you can see an intact hand sticking out of the rubble, while the body was not embalmed. How this actually adds to the horror of the condition. Actually, what happened to the owner of the body, so that it was buried under the rubble, and why is there a red cloth? Whether it means a sign of love from a partner or a child, and how is it possible for the body to survive that long without rotting at all? We would love to hear your thoughts on these questions. Please share your views with us in the comment section. Dinosaur egg fossils are the main focus for archaeologists to understand past life, especially before an asteroid wiped them out. Although we don't have a calendar to check it, carbon dating estimates that this event occurred around 66 million years ago. On December 25, 2017, several construction workers in the Guangzhou region of China discovered several dinosaur eggs. Experts then collected the eggs from the Diu County Museum for testing, and it turned out that the eggs were around 130 million years old and came from the Cretaceous period. In Paris there is the largest collection of the dead in the world. During the crisis of war and plague, the dead were usually buried in mass graves to save time and burial ground. In the 18th century, Paris experienced a similar epidemic, so they decided to move the graves from the city to another place. This is the only option for holds more than 2 million corpses, namely burial tunnels measuring around 300 kilometers. Currently the keyword Paris holds more than 7 million corpses and has become an attractive tourist attraction. Towers of human skulls have been a fixture in human history for a long time, but there are stories from the Aztecs that they used to be worshippers of several gods, especially the sun god who asked for human sacrifices. Recently archaeologists discovered a tower of human skulls consisting of 600 human skulls, known as Wiesempedli and dating from the 15th century. This discovery is made even more frightening because the human skulls belong to men, women and children. Watching how the sacrificial ritual was carried out must have been a terrifying spectacle. A mass sacrifice that, more than 550 years ago, more than 140 children and 200 young people were sacrificed to appease the ancestors of the Simu people to stop a storm that could destroy their farming and fishing. Innocent children ranging from 5 to 14 years old were murdered in a grisly manner and then buried at a site now known as Huancaki Tolas Llamas. Hundreds of ancient colored coffins dating back 2,500 years and containing the mummies of Egyptian royalty have been discovered in the Sahara Desert. At the Sahara Archaeological Site, there are more than 250 sarcophagi, 150 bronze statues of gods and 40 colorful wooden coffins with sealed mummies. A 9-meter-long scroll was also found containing parts of the Book of the Dead, which is believed to contain spells to protect the dead in the afterlife. This artifact is now kept in the laboratory of the Egyptian Tourism and Antiquities Museum, and this artifact will be moved to the Egyptian Museum, which is being built near the Giza pyramids. Iceman is the most famous mummy in Europe that was preserved naturally by nature thousands of years ago. This mummy is a 46-year-old person, has brown eyes, black hair and 61 tattoos. A copper knife was found on him, indicating that he may be high-status man. In his time, his death was not caused by disease, but rather he was stabbed and shot with heat. This discovery is interesting because we know that mummies were preserved by embalming, and there is still a lot of research being done to learn how this could happen. Researchers also believe that it is possible that in the future they will continue to find other prehistoric human bodies that are still preserved. The city of Mohenjo-Daro, which was once the largest city of the Hindu civilization with highly developed infrastructure, is now just a mound of the dead after the entire city was turned into ruins, even though the city once housed more than 40,000 people and had an amazing sanitation system. This civilization was soon forgotten, and now we can only imagine what life was like in this city, admiring the intelligence and hard work of the Mohenjo people who created such a beautiful and advanced city thousands of years ago. These are the 9 terrifying archaeological discoveries that we have summarized in this video. Of course, these findings raise many questions and mysteries that have not been solved until now. If you like our video, don't forget to subscribe and activate it notification button so you don't miss our latest video.
Yeah.